We'll be talking about the fights tonight. We'll be talking about the World Championships. There's a lot of interesting conversations to be had over the course of the next few minutes. Just a little bit of housekeeping first of all. You'll notice the packs on your seats. Channel 1 is Russian, I'm told. Channel 2 is English, so you can adjust that accordingly. And we will be taking some questions at the end, and everybody will get their opportunity to speak to our esteemed panel, who I will now introduce. In the center, of course, we have the IBA president, Mr. Umar Kremlev. On the far side, from me, we have the IBA CEO and Secretary General, Chris Roberts, OBE. Next to me, IBA Pro Director Al Siesta. And in the center, of course, next to Umar, somebody who doesn't really need any introduction wherever he is in the world, particularly not here, but I'll do it anyway. An 8-weight world champion, a living legend of the boxing ring. Recently returned to the ring as well, very unlucky, only to get a draw against Mario Barrios. I'm sure we'll see him again before too long. It is, of course, the one and only Manny Pacquiao. And he has also this week been newly appointed as IBA Vice President. So we will start there because it's very exciting news for the organization to have somebody like him on board as part of things. His name, of course, in world boxing carries an enormous amount of weight, but it's not just about the name. It's about really an alignment of vision and values is how you might describe it. But somebody who can explain it a lot better than me is our president, Umar Kremlev. So Umar, if I could just hand over to you to just talk to us a little bit about how this relationship started and how much you're looking forward to it.
Я хочу сказать, что история Мэнни, она еще давно началась, так как он примерным является единственным боксером на сегодняшний день, который, зарабатывая, еще помогает людям. И не только боксу. Так должен делать каждый человек. Вот. И IBA – это Международный боксерский дом. Мы действуем такими же методами, помогаем боксерам и не только боксерам. Здесь, конечно, было бы правильно наше объединение, потому что Мэнни Пакьяо – это лицо бокса, лицо добра, счастья и мира. Вот хочется, чтобы каждый из нас и каждый будущий чемпион также двигался. Он является примером для всех нас, для боксеров, для боксерской семьи, для любителей бокса и вообще как человек и как личность. Здесь я очень благодарен Мэнни за то, что мы здесь объединились в этом направлении. Мы много с ним разговаривали, мы много проводили мероприятий совместных и планируем и открытие залов Академии Мэнни Пакьяо в разных странах. Также его программа «Благотворительность, помощь детям, боксерам». Вот, так как у нас уже в IBA существует такая программа, мы просто это все расширим и на все страны, которые входят в IBA. Здесь только могу сказать всем удачи, всем брать пример от Мэнни Пакьяо в будущем и нынешним чемпионом, каким надо быть. Как говорится, если ты стал чемпионом мира, это еще не главное. Самое главное остаться человеком. Вот тогда ты настоящий чемпион.
Manny, just following on from what Umar Kremlev was saying there, grassroots boxing, the development of youth is so important to you, isn't it? Because you were with us in Istanbul a few weeks ago and you spoke really engagingly about the start of your career and how hard things were because you didn't necessarily have that much support, you didn't have that much backing, and you managed to achieve what you achieved, being the exception really that proves the rule. And that what you really want to do is try and make sure that fighters don't find themselves in that position, that wherever they're from, whatever their background, that they get the opportunities and the support that they need. That's something that's really important to you, isn't it? That's what that was for you, Manny. That one's for you. Sure, I was just saying that we saw you in Istanbul a few weeks ago, and you spoke to us about the start of your career and how difficult things were at times, and how important it is for young fighters to have support, to have that backing, and that's something that I know you're looking forward to being able to do that with the IBA.
Okay, thank you for that question. It's really important to support the young kids, especially the grassroots level, so to develop a good fighter, and that's what IBA plans to do with our president Omar. That we are going to establish a Manny Pacquiao Boxing Academy not only in the Philippines and or in but in different countries in the world, especially in Dubai. We're planning to start in Dubai this either early this year or early next year. So that's what we are planning to do. But our goal is to put up Manny Pacquiao Sports Academy, not only uh, boxing but major is in boxing, but in any sports. We're going to develop young athletes, young kids to make history in their lives.
Thanks very much. And Chris, this is something we'll come on to talk about
Я здесь
more.
хотел бы добавить, вот как раз чемпионат мира, который в этом году в декабре будет в Дубае, те национальные федерации и те боксеры, которые не имеют возможность приехать в связи с проблемами денежными, здесь как раз вот совместная наша программа с Manny Pacquiao будет помогать, чтобы спортсмены могли приехать на чемпионат мира. Вот, он как раз будет этот вопрос курировать тоже.
And Chris, what Umar was talking about there is something we'll get into in greater detail a little bit later, but it's key, isn't it, to make sure that there are no barriers for entry, whatever the circumstances, with IBA competition, with IBA involvement, that, as we say, anyone can get involved, wherever they're from.
Yeah, that's correct, Andy. And interestingly, doing a lot of discussions with Umar in the past few days about what IBA brings. Umar's faith in the organisation, and in turn bringing Manny Pacquiao to IBA as the vice president. This will only enhance this work that we've got, now for IBA, doing tremendous things. And just touching on the point about Manny, this story for Manny doesn't just finish now; it continues because his legacy moves on. And the president brought Manny here to bring further, great things to IBA. We talk about from grassroots, courage, discipline, respect, integrity, loyalty, selfless commitment, all of these things that we see with Manny, not only with Manny, with the president as well. And I think just capturing all of that for IBA, and going back to the point, Andy, with the World Championships coming up in Dubai, the team that we've got in IBA has done a fantastic job preparing everything and preparing the groundwork for us to move forward for all our boxers. The point that Manny made, the point that the president makes, is that the doors are open for everybody, not just the national federations that sit with us, but for those individual boxers that never had the chance. When he talks about at the age of 16, told everybody he was 18, to get to the Olympic Games, it never happened. So now the opportunities that are being brought forward for us with this collaboration of work, Manny's team doing excellent work, and I'd like to thank them personally for the warm welcome that they've provided for IBA here. It's been superb, and we've got another excellent event, gala dinner last night, bringing forward Thriller in Manila, working in partnership with that, and Manny's work that's going to be tied in with the legacy competition that he's got with Grassroots. But to the point, World Championships is our pinnacle. Dubai event's going to be brilliant, and President's really keen. Prize money's going to be great, 8.32 million, and this will offer the opportunity for our boxers, the same as what Manny's done here in the Philippines, providing opportunity for his people. So I think, Andy, that's kind of rounded off the question a little bit much, but
No, thanks. It's actually provides me with the perfect segue into our next bit. All those qualities you mentioned there about perseverance and commitment and dedication to the sport, and that's exactly what we saw 50 years ago. And one of the reasons we're here, the main reason we're here, of course, is because 50 years ago, the Thriller in Manila took place, and it was at the arena next door where we'll have the fight night later on. And so much has been said about this fight, and correctly so, because it's gone down in the annals as probably in most people's eyes the greatest fight of all time. It established the arena, and it established Manila as an iconic boxing venue, forever to be associated with two of the greatest names that the sport has ever seen. It had all the circumstances you could want. It was 1-1 in a trilogy between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. It had all the belts on the line. There were two of them at that point, plus the ring belt. And everybody wanted to see what was going to happen next when they met for a third time. The interest in the fight was, by modern standards, kind of unbelievable, really. An estimate put it at 1 billion people watching the fight. And in 1975, I had to look this up yesterday. There were 4 billion people on planet Earth, we are told. So as a stat, that's mind-blowing, really. And the reason people wanted to watch it, boxing's always had that kind of appeal across all boundaries. You don't have to be a sports fan, let alone a boxing fan, to tune into a fight, because it's the struggle, it's the will. That's what people want to see. As the great man always said, to be a champion, you need to have the skill and the will, but the will needs to be greater than the skill. And I think that's really what people found so attractive about that fight, because there were two people there who just would not be broken. And when you watch that action, and people spoke about it at the gala dinner last night, it's intoxicating, but at times kind of hard to watch, because it scarcely seems believable that two people could push each other so far, probably desperately hoping that at some point the other one would break, but knowing deep down that they probably wouldn't. And what we got were 14 unbelievable rounds. And it only came to an end when Eddie Futch obviously made the decision that he wasn't going to send Frazier out for the 15th round, a decision that Frazier protested at the time and protested long after the event. But it's the words of the trainer that have always kind of stuck with me. It's all over, he said to him. No one will forget what you did here today. And that proved to be prophetic, because nobody has ever forgotten it. And I don't think anybody will ever forget it. I think in 50 years' time, people will be back here to talk about it 100 years on. And it's just the mentality and the attitude of the pair of them. Two great fighters who spent their entire careers just chasing greatness, taking the biggest fights, never blinking, pushing those chips into the middle of the table and spinning the wheel pretty much every time they went out there. And they could never guarantee victory. They wouldn't know what would happen, but it didn't stop them doing it, because that was all that they were interested in. And that's the standard. That's what sport is. A phrase we hear quite a lot now, or I've certainly heard it quite a lot the last few years, is fighters being described as daring to be great. And we know what people mean by it. They're stepping out of their comfort zone, they're risking it all, they're gambling, they're taking a chance. I don't really think that Ali and Frazier would understand that phrase. I really don't think they would, because I think the idea for them that doing that was something praiseworthy, I think they would find that mildly insulting, because it suggests that there was another choice for them other than to do that, when in their eyes I don't think there was. I think that was what they did, and they would find it inconceivable that you wouldn't want to do that. And that's a standard that it's set, like I say, and it can never be surpassed, but it can be equaled. And in boxing, what we need are people and organizations who have that mentality, who want to make those kinds of fights, and fighters who want to be in those kinds of fights, who are prepared to roll the dice. So Umar, if you would, just give us your, well, I was going to say recollections of the Thriller in Manila, which would be incredibly rude because you're not old enough. You're nowhere near old enough. But what does that fight mean to you when you think about the Thriller in Manila, about the example that it sets and about what it can teach the sport of boxing today? You. Yeah.
Для меня это, конечно, значит огромнейшее дело, которое они сделали. Благодаря их популярности популяризируется бокс. Благодаря их прекрасному, замечательному бою, который продемонстрировал не только силу, храбрость, стойкость, дисциплину, не опускать руки. Это, знаете, это тот принцип, когда ты можешь применять в жизни. Вот что для меня это значит, это бой. Это не просто бой два боксера. Это целая жизнь и целая история, огромнейшая. И хочется сегодня видеть такие яркие бои. Вот сегодня, не то что вот на нашем сегодняшнем турнире, а вот вообще хочется видеть таких великих боксеров, величайших, как Мухаммед Али, как Джо Фрейзи. Они действительно, они как люди были очень хорошие. Особенно Мухаммед Али, он много что сделал. Он известен не только как боксер, а как человек, который отстаивал человеческие ценности. Вот это самое главное. Вот эту историю сегодня для меня, например, примером, сегодняшним днем, примером является Манни Пакьяо. Потому что он сегодня демонстрирует, как надо быть настоящим человеком, который помогает, и как надо быть верующим, идущим с Богом, вот, и призывая всех к миру, к единству, к счастью, вот, и демонстрирует это, и как показывает. И сегодня то, что исторический день еще раз напоминается, 50 лет прошло, и всем напоминается об этом бое. Это же не просто о боксе напоминается, это напоминается об истории этих людей, которые сделали большое дело не только в спорте, а и в жизни. И эта история напоминается тем человеком, который этим живет. Именно Манни Пакьяо. Он этим живет, и он возрождает историю, чтобы никто ее не забывал. И чтобы мы помнили, чтили и гордились этими именами. Так что мы сегодня делается еще одна история. И мы сегодня на арене также увидим, очень будет много ярких боев, примерных. Так что, друзья, без истории нету настоящего и будущего. Если мы будем беречь историю, мы будем знать, что сегодня делать, и у нас будет замечательное будущее. Давайте беречь историю.
So Manny, if I could just come to you. Obviously, the Thriller in Manila was huge for the Philippines. How inspirational are the stories about that fight, about Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, to you in your career?
Actually, that fight happened. I wasn't born yet. I was born 1978. So, but I saw the video, the fight, the replay, and it's a great fight. And I can say one of the greatest fight in history, and especially here in our country, in the Philippines. So it's a big and great inspiration to all of us as a boxer. Who dreamed to become a world champion when I was started. So that's one of my inspiration in my boxing career.
So Al, let's talk about the card tonight, because it's a good-looking card. You've been putting it together in conjunction with Manny Pacquiao Promotions. There's lots of Filipino talent on the card. Of course, top of the bill is a world title fight. There's a standout amateur from recent times who's early in his pro career, Nico Ali Walsh as well, representing the Ali family. It must have been quite some undertaking, but an awful lot of fun putting this card together with Pacquiao Promotions for an occasion like this.
It has been. Manila, good afternoon. Very nice to see you. Lovely turnout. This is an incredible city. This nation is unbelievable. It's one of the biggest boxing nations ever. And I'm completely aware, and that's why we got Mr. Manny Pacquiao here, because he is a byproduct of this nation. Your love for boxing is impeccable. This is incredible. And for us as an organization, IBA, to be affiliated with you, working with you alongside this wonderful country is a great, great honor. The card is unbelievable. The 50th anniversary of Thriller in Manila. Look, I was very little when that happened, but I watched numerous footages and it was very impressive. It was scary. It was very motivational. Tonight, we have a great, great event. Sean Gibbons, who is a matchmaker and a partner, long-standing partner of Manny Pacquiao, worked with us, and we put very, very nice event together. So for us as an organization, IBA, we have 2 IBA Pro belts, 2 IBA Pro titles on the card for our own Vadim Tukov and Georgi Yunavidov fighting against South African and American opponent. It's a great, great fights. There are great fights, but they're good-natured fights. Because the ethos IBA is international travel, bringing prosperity, love, respect, and promoting boxing worldwide. This is the most important thing for us. So we also have your wonderful fighter, Marlon Tapales, who's going to be fighting for the WBC minimum weight title against a tough South African opponent. We have Nico Ali Walsh, the great grandson of incredible Muhammad Ali. We have Umi Maciel, who was a great amateur, great fighter, very exciting fighter on the card. We have Manny Pacquiao's son, I believe, am I right, Emin Bakosa? Is your son fighting on the card? Wonderful. And obviously, we're really, really looking forward to it. And guys, we would like to invite you to this card when we finish with the press conference. I believe the card already begun, isn't it? Yeah, potentially. So we're delighted to have something like this in Manila, working with Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and it's a great honor for us, for IBA, to working with you in your wonderful country, guys. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Al. As you say, a lot to look forward to there. Umir Marcial is somebody I remember seeing a lot in IBA tournaments, World Championship medalist, an Olympic medalist, that WBC minimum weight title, top of the bill with Melvin Jerusalem. You mentioned Marlon Tapales there. There's a lot to look forward to on that card. And as Al says, it's a long card, so it will be underway by the time we leave here. So I'm going to get myself over to the arena straight away and have a look at that undercard, certainly. So last but certainly not least, onto the World Championships, which take place in the first couple of weeks of December in Dubai. It's going to be a sensational competition. It always is, as the top male amateurs all congregate in one place. And there's an IBA Pro card on the penultimate day as well that features a WBA regular world title fight at heavyweight between Murat Gassiev and Kubrat Pulev. It's going to be outdoors, the World Championships at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium. I've worked there before myself. It's going to be a great, great space for it. A really, really good space to watch boxing. Chris mentioned the prize pot earlier on, $8.32 million, $300,000 for a winner, $150,000 for a silver medalist, $75,000 for bronze medalists. And the way that works is that 50% goes to the boxer, 25% to the coach, and 25% to the National Federation. And if I could go to our president once again here, Umar, would you say this is the biggest and the best that we've had so far?
Ну, это только начало самого лучшего турнира. мы каждый раз поднимаем ставку и призовых на чемпионатах мира. У нас было, я помню, в Сербии 2,5 миллиона, потом 5 миллионов долларов общий призовой фонд. Сегодня у нас уже 8, и наша задача, чтобы на чемпионате мира призовой фонд был $1 миллион за один вес. Мы к этому идем, и в 2027 году мы это реализуем уже. Касаясь, почему мы это делаем, призовые? Потому что я сам занимался боксом, я знаю, что такое подготовка, я понимаю, что такое жить еще надо. И мы делаем ту площадку, где боксеры занимаются своим любимым делом и могут обеспечивать себя и свое будущее. Для этого мы делаем призовые. Самое главное в нашей работе – это ты, когда слышишь обратную связь. Вот у меня были чемпионки мира там, по женскому чемпионату мира. Вот девочки мне звонили, говорят, вот я купила, мы жили с мамой в комнате, а сейчас я купила дом с призовых. Также и ребята, которые боксируют. Вот это самое важное, что мы даем возможность реализовать свои мечты и желания. Из-за этого на всех чемпионатах должны быть и на континентальных, и на чемпионатах мира призовые, для того, чтобы они могли, спортсмены, обеспечить свое будущее, стремились к лучшему. И родители будут отдавать в спорт, зная, что для них это социальный лифт. Они могут не только стать чемпионами, а еще создать свое будущее. Вот это самое главное. Для Международной ассоциации бокса, для любого спортивного функционера самые главные люди – это тренеры, спортсмены. Я всегда это говорил, но надо от слов переходить к делу. Вот мы переходим к делу и показываем, как надо работать с спортсменами. Боксер и тренер – это главные люди в нашей Международной ассоциации. И все, что зарабатывает Международная ассоциация, эти деньги должны принадлежать боксерам, тренерам и национальным федерациям, чтобы в их странах развивался бокс.
Chris, we spoke earlier on about how important it is to the IBA and to yourself in particular to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to compete here, because registration can be quite complicated sometimes. There can be quite a lot of red tape with any tournament organised by anyone. If your national federation is registered with the IBA, then it's quite a straightforward process. But I know a real focus has gone to looking at people, at fighters who maybe their national federation isn't registered with the IBA, or maybe they don't even have a national federation. So you've been doing a lot of work to make sure that all good fighters get an opportunity here.
Yeah, absolutely right, Andy. If you haven't seen it yet, I would suggest have a look at the IBA handbook for the Men's Elite World Championships. There's a breakdown in there of criteria. And to the president's point, he said, Chris, I want to make sure that everybody that wants to come to the World Championships has an opportunity to get there. So that's what we've done. We've opened up the criteria. As Andy has said, national federations can come in and register their boxers, 13 weight categories. But for those boxers that don't have that opportunity, and discussing with the board of directors how we open up that, our sports department has done a great job in looking at the different criterias. In the past, we've had neutral teams come in, we've had fair chance teams come in, and now we've got the opportunity for professional boxers to come in. So there's different categories, Andy, that we open up. We've got a committee that will look at those requests and applications, and we will sit down and we'll look at everybody. So sport@iba.sport, people apply through the normal registration process, and those that have the credentials, we're looking at minimum of 20 bouts, of course. We don't want people getting in the ring and getting bashed up. Safety at all costs. And there we go. So it's going to be great. I think we're looking for, and we've got loads and loads of applications now, not only national federations, but individuals as well. So we're open to everybody, and that's the beauty about this championships.
So Al, there's an IBA Pro Night as well. I think it's on the penultimate day, the day before the medal bouts, and quite a coup for the top of the bill, which is that fight for the WBA regular heavyweight title between Kurat Pulev Murat Gassiev. That raised a few eyebrows across the boxing world. It definitely raised Frank Warren's eyebrows anyway. Listening to him talk about it the last couple of weeks, you must be delighted to be able to secure that fight, and it's a great one to have as part of the 2 weeks.
It will be an incredible card, Andy. Incredible. One of the best and biggest cards that we've done so far. And when it comes to Pulev Gassiev, the situation is very interesting. We were negotiating the fight, and then suddenly, everywhere in the world, the news occurred that Moses Itauma was a mandatory challenger for Kubrat Pulev. And WBA knew all about our negotiations. We were working on it for about 5 weeks before. So we had some numerous phone calls, we spoke, but we have a resolution which said that Kubrat Pulev is allowed a voluntary defense until the end of the year, until 31st of December 2025. The document is out there. So I believe we will have that fight sanctioned by the WBA because the truth is on our side. But this occurrence of Moses Itauma only made it much bigger for us, because now having Itauma in contention, one of the most exciting prospects of new generation, is really, really good for IBA. And I can tell you this, if Murat Gassiev will be victorious, which I believe he will, against Kubrat Pulev, he will never shy away from Moses Itauma, because nobody wants to fight Moses Itauma, but Murat Gassiev will fight Moses Itauma. And in fact, stylistically, it will be a fight of the year already whenever they fight. So also, we've got huge congress, IBA Congress, literally that morning of the 12th of December, where lots of countries going to meet, and we're going to discuss all our ideas and how we're going to go forward with all the IBA situation and everything, and the International Boxing Forum. Yeah, so we have very big, extensive program in Dubai in December, and we are welcoming everyone, of course, guys, because it will be one long and beautiful celebration of our sport that we love, the sport of boxing.
Thanks very
Я
much,
здесь
Al.
хочу сказать, добавить, что мы сегодня я приезд мой в Филиппины, это большое дело на самом деле, поблагодарить опять Мэнни за его работу. Эти 3 дня у меня прошли, как будто я один день. Столько событий, это как надо проводить мероприятия. Сегодня у нас исторический день возрождения, память истории, 50-летия Джо Фрейзи и Мухаммеда Али, этому бою. И всем надо сегодня настроиться. Сегодня будет вечером яркие, крутые бои в Маниле. И, кстати, я хочу сказать, что тот бой Мухаммеда Али и Джо Фрейзи, это не только для Филиппин было самое лучшее мероприятие. Это для всего мира. Весь мир смотрел этот бой. И весь мир помнит этот бой. И самое интересное, сегодня дети, которые растут, они знают, кто такой Мухаммед Али, кто такой Джо Фрейзи. Они даже знают. Почему? Потому что настолько это величайший бой был и величайшие спортсмены. И сегодня, я думаю, наши молодые чемпионы покажут, по крайней мере, близко к этому, яркие, красивые бои в Манилах, в Филиппинах. И также эти бои будут смотреть не только в Филиппинах, а во всем мире много кто ждут сегодняшний жаркий вечер. Так что я вас всех приглашаю, вы увидите настоящие бои. Ну и давайте вместе поблагодарим Мэнни за такую крутую организацию проведения этого мероприятия.
I want to say thank you to IBA also for supporting this promotion, Manny Pacquiao promotion, blow by blow, with the association with IBA. We really appreciate the support of IBA, especially to the president Omar Krimlev, who always supporting boxing So I hope that this is not the last, but this is just the beginning. So I hope that we'll see you in the fight tonight. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll take a few questions in just a second, but Manny, I just have to ask you whilst you're here. We saw you fight against Mario Barrios a few weeks ago. You were unlucky. I think in most people's estimation, you were unlucky to get a draw. You deserved the win. What's next? When are we next going to see you in the ring? What's the plan?
There's a lot of ongoing negotiation right now, so it's hard to preempt what fight that I'm going to post through. So I'm waiting for the final, negotiation. But right now, we have a lot of negotiation about my next fight. There's a possible rematch with Floyd Mayweather, and also there's a fight with Lomachenko and other fighter. So soon we're going to announce the final. The final fight. The final decision of what fight that we're going to post through.
If you could choose, though.
I love to have a fight with a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. So I hope that the negotiations is we can understand each other and we can negotiate well.
And now maybe you could get that on an IBA Pro card. Okay, that's it. That rounds up the press conference for today. But we will take questions. So I think there's a microphone floating around somewhere.
I'm sorry. Now being a vice president of IBA, we're going to discuss with the president and also the members, board of directors, so to establish a ranking of all boxers all over the world. We're going to do that to have a list all the divisions of fighters, and we're going to update you about this world ranking on IBA, because we're going to focus on amateur and professional boxing also.
Okay, thanks. Okay, we'll open up for some questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. Like you have, sir. Tell us where you're from and give us your question and who you're addressing it to. I think if you speak up, it'll be fine.
Juan Vidralbas of Malaya Business Insight. To our gentlemen in Iraq, Assalamualaikum, Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And of course, to the gentlemen, magandang hapon po sa lahat. Just a clarification regarding the Men's World Championships. How many boxing divisions will there be? And for the local angle, who are the Filipinos who will be competing in those fights? If Mr. Shesta can...
Sorry, could you kindly repeat that again? You're asking about the weight classes?
The World Boxing Championships, which will be held in Dubai.
In Dubai, okay, there are 13 weight classes.
Okay.
13, correct? Yeah, 13,
13
yes.
weight
13
divisions.
weight classes.
And I understand 4 Filipinos will be competing. Mr. Roberts.
That's a good question. We need to ask your national federation. And of course, what we are going to do is we're working in collaboration with Mr. Manny here, who is going to be bringing boxers to the World Championship. So, Manny and his team.
Okay, so...
Мы ждем всех боксеров Филиппин.
All the good, credible fighters from the Philippines are welcome. All of them.
Sir Manny, do we have some people in mind?
You're mentioning 4 boxers, but it's possible. It can be it can be 4 boxers or 3 boxers or more. Like we can put 5 or 6 boxers, Filipino boxers that can compete.
The professional fighters are also allowed.
All right. In conjunction with that, since there'll be 13 weight divisions, if I'm not mistaken, what will be the format? Will it be similar to amateur boxing style, where there's first round, second round, third round?
Absolutely, it's three rounds. I mean, Chris, would you like to pick it up and explain to
yeah.
us? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So basically, it's a normal amateur boxing format. 3 3-minute rounds. We start with the prelims.
No,
So-
that we gather. What we mean is there a round of 32, a round of 64? In other words, is there a draw?
Qualifiers, yes.
Yes. We depends on how many boxes and how many entries we get. So we can go up to 64.
So
We can go further. So we want to see how many boxes we actually get entered in the first instance, and then we'll make a decision on how we manage the competition from the prelims through to the semis through to the finals.
So
Okay.
basically, it's going to be a box of them.
Yeah. So it's
64, 32,
Yeah. Yes.
et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Yeah.
Can I add something as well, Chris?
Like a knockout stage, yeah? Knockout event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will add some. So on the 2nd of December, there's an opening ceremony, huge grandiose. From the 3rd of December till 11th is qualifiers. On the 11th, semi-finals. On the 12th, there's a rest day between the finals and semi-finals. That's when we have our huge professional boxing night with Gassiev fighting against Pulev. And on the
And
13th
the
of...
WBA heavyweight
Correct,
title
Ab-
match.
absolutely. We've also
So
got
it has
forum,
to be undisclosed.
big international forum happening that day. Then on the 13th, we have finals. So that's how it is. That's how it's spread. Yeah, absolutely. All boxers from, lots of celebrities, great fighters will be there. It's absolute boxing bonanza there, I promise you. Amazing. You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you very much. Shukran.
Okay, Jack, I think, yeah, there we go.
Can you hear me? Jack Pig from The Sun. Question for Manny. Manny, we're seeing a lot of young boxers now turn professional quite early, mainly because there's not money in amateur boxing. So the money that the IBA are putting up for the World Championship, do you think that is a good incentive to keep boxers in the amateur system before they turn pro?
That's what we're trying to do, like supporting the grassroots, the young kids and the mature. But our goal is to support them also in the professional and to, of course, to create and develop, create a world champion.
But Al and Uma as well, how much of an incentive do you think it will be to keep the amateurs in the system by offering money that has never been seen before in amateur boxing?
This is the idea. So the president is one of the most avid boxing fans ever. Trust me, this man loves boxing than anybody. And yes, the idea is to support kids from the early grassroots up until when they're serious professionals. And whilst they're in amateurs, so they can provide for themselves, can diligently go through the education in boxing and not trying to go to professional boxing to earn money. They have to have some comfort for all the endeavors and dedication that they put together. This is very important, and this is the idea that Mr. President is basically brings upon entire system, that we need to support them from the very, very first stage, so they're comfortable in the amateurs, and then they turn in pro to the next and final chapter in their career. Whole entire journey, IBA ecosystem, we call it. Yeah, and the World Championship is the main tournament for the amateur fighters. And can I bring the the analogy that Mr. Kremlov came up with? He said, tennis, World Championships, for example, yeah, football, FIFA World Championships. We would like to have the same system with professional and amateur boxing. We love boxing, boxing championships, let alone Olympic boxing. World Championships, IBA World Championships is the main benchmark of what's happening in the sport today. That's what we're trying to do.
And Chris, you're obviously scouting the talent from an early stage, and hopefully I'm sure you'd want to bring them up through the ranks.
Yeah, and this is what we want to achieve in the end state. We'll talk about grassroots, going through the continental events, and then pushing up to the World Championships. But look, we write the rule book. We are the rule book. IBA wrote the rule book, and this is what we're doing. We're changing the landscape. Amateur boxing in the past is boring. We've got new opportunities now. We can change what we do. This is where we are. We combine everything. We do everything. IBA is the best organization in the world. Far beyond. We are a hybrid organization. Delivery from the front end to the back end. This is what we do, and we do it incredibly well. So the opportunity for prize money is tremendous for the boxers. And of course, relying on money that comes in from the government, you know, that's why we're inviting the boxers to come in directly. Sport at iba.sport. They can enter, they can write in. Sasha, sports director, will pick it up, and we will bring these young boxers in. So, brilliant opportunity. We're rewriting everything out. IBA moving forward, 2026. Let's go.
Okay, anybody else?
Ellie Sekban, reporting. Manny, a lot of people consider you the greatest fighter ever, the only A-division champion. You're the face of boxing. And you love everybody, everybody loves you. But I feel that you and Mayweather, it's personal. Why?
First, what? Me and
Floyd Mayweather.
Everyone loves you, but he feels like you and Floyd Mayweather is personal.
I have my own style, and he has his own style. So,
Now, Manny, you know a lot of famous people. Who on your phone are the 3 most famous people that you could call at any time?
what? Excuse me?
On your phone, the 3 most famous people that you have, famous numbers.
I don't want to say that. Okay.
And the last thing, Manny.
My famous, I can say, to make safe is like, I can call my children.
Speaking of
They're my
which,
famous.
my last question, your son is going to turn pro November 29 in LA. Can you tell me about that?
Excuse me?
Your son is going to turn professional November 29 in Los Angeles. What can you tell us about that?
I'm excited, but I'm worried about my son because he start late, and but that his passion. So I will support him. I'm praying for him for a safe fight.
And my last thing, what do you love about the IBA?
I love the platform of IBA because supporting from grassroots level, the young kids, very support the young kids, and going to professional. So it's good package for boxing for them to have a organization that can support them, and especially this is IBA. And I really love their program about young kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Также хотел бы добавить, если Майвезер согласится, я вижу, что Мэнни Пакьяо очень хочет этого матча-реванша. Если Майвезер согласится, то мы готовы организовать и титул чемпиона мира IBA поставим.
If Mayweather will agree and Manny would like that fight, we would put that at IBA, and we'll put IBA world title on the line.
So it's possible I'm going to fight a world championship in IBA. So
I think Manny should enter the World Championships.
I can
Yeah?
be
Let's go.
a first world champion in IBA.
A proper champion, yes.
Okay, if we don't have any more questions, that seems like a good place to actually one more.
Hi, my name is Pao from Pacquiao Sports. My question is related to the Philippines. First, congratulations to your partnership with Manny. Obviously, you're here, and we expect you to come back. Do you have any plans already of how many events you'll be partnering in the Philippines with Manny Pacquiao? How many events coming back here?
Это мой не первый приезд. Это, как сказать, это я приехал познакомиться с местной культурой. Я первый раз в Филиппинах. Но хочу сказать так: я с очень радостью принял приглашение Мэнни, вот, и участие с гордостью, потому что я знаю, как он живет этим боксом. Мы также продолжаем. Но в Филиппинах мы будем, это не первый турнир, и мы будем продолжать. Я думаю, мы будем проводить и континентальные чемпионаты здесь. И также, я думаю, мы проговорим и чемпионат мира проведем в Филиппинах. И также Ночь чемпионов будем проводить совместно с Мэнни. Это старт нашего взаимодействия.
Do you need translation? Yeah? Oh, you've got it. Good.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. Thank you.